and welcome to the Booty Call to Bride channel. I am your girl, Michelle Tillman, and today we are talking Married at First Sight, Season 13, Episode 13. Y'all, I know I'm late. I usually upload my video like the same night that the show aired, but your girl been tired. So here we go. I worked on tons of reality shows in the Charlotte area, so that's why I want to give you guys my 2 cents about Married at First Sight. Okay, last week it was super boring. I promise you, I did not feel like watching it. But this week I watched it twice because I was trying to get all the notes. When I say I have pages of notes, I have pages of notes. So if you see me looking down, I'm sorry my ponytail is out of the screen. Excuse me for that. But if you see me looking down, I'm looking at the notes. So here we go. Michaela and Zach. I have to start with them because it's just so much. Okay, so they meet with the experts this week to kind of see what else do you need? What unanswered questions do you have of your spouse? And she wants to know, what was Zach's vision of marriage? What was it that he wanted so bad that on his wedding day he just I wanted it so bad. He just wanted it so bad. And she's like, well, what is it that you wanted so bad? So basically, he says his idea was that he wanted to come home, or he wanted to be cooking breakfast with his wife and his kids running around in the background, and that was his idea of marriage, and that was what he was wanting so bad, someone who makes him happy and just that he's so happy. And so when Michaela met with Pastor Cal, she said, he's like, well, what do you want out of Zach? And he's like, I want happy Zach. She's like, I want Zach to be happy. And she kept saying, I want him to be happy on his own. I don't want him to need me to be happy. And I get what she's saying, because we've all heard that, you need to be happy on your own. You shouldn't be looking for your spouse to make you happy. You should already be happy. I get that she's coming from that perspective. But what Pastor Cal said is, hold up now. You're married though, so you can't pretend part of his happiness is not supposed to come from you. So it's she's trying to make it seem like he's got an issue, and it's his issue if he can't be happy without me. And then she also said that he's complicated because she's not sure what's 100% going on with him. And so then Pastor Cal challenges her and says, so what can be done to create a safe and happy space for Zach to return? And then they ask, do you want it to work more than you want it to not work? And then, of course, they fade out and leave us hanging. So I'm it's just the whole debate. What do y'all think? First of all, Michaela, girl, I was rooting for you, but you are looking like we're not gonna be able to root for you but for so long, girl, because I mean the clips that they're showing, I know there's such things as creative editing. Trust me, I was a mass comm broadcast journalism major in college. I understand creative editing. But sis, they can't make you flip no benches. And it's not even the fact that she was just flipping benches and doing stuff that's gonna happen, I guess, in the next episode. It's not just that. It's that she was doing it all real fast. What's the word? Manic? It's not maniac, but manic. She's doing it really manic, really fast, walking real fast and flipping something. And I'm like, girl, how you doing that so fast? That's usually what people who are on something. So I don't know if she has a serious mental challenge that she is working through that she's not making us aware of. But sis is looking scary to me. It's like a scary movie where the people be walking and they flip stuff. Yeah, that's what she reminds me of. And so, not saying that Zach is innocent, because Dr. Pepper, when she was talking to Zach, he said what he needs for the marriage to work is for there to be good times. And she asked him, what can you do to make her feel secure? And she kind of mentioned, she don't know what the words are that he needs to say to make her feel secure. She just needs to see the actions. Um, then she of Dr. Pepper challenged him and had him think about their past disagreements, and she was saying like, did you ask the right questions? And then he just goes through this whole thing like, never, nothing I do in life is ever good enough. And I'm like, what? Like, nobody's saying anything has to be good enough. Like, and then he's saying he puts these unrealistic expectations on Michaela, um, because he's such a perfectionist. Like, I don't see what he's doing as being a perfectionist. I see him as just not having realistic expectations of what marriage looks like. So Zach and Michaela are both have different types of emotional issues that have to be resolved, and I don't think their marriage together compassionate to the other person's issues. Like, she has manic tendencies, and I think I'm using the right word, so my psychologist therapist out there, correct me if I'm wrong. And he, I don't know what he had. It's something that ain't right with both of them. And so putting them together just was probably never a good idea. So I already told y'all his idea of marriage was, cooking in the kitchen and, having the kids around and listening to music. That's his idea of marriage. But hers is like planning together, having goals for our marriage. And I get what she's saying. His thing is more idealistic of how it looks on the outside. Like, I want to wake up just and have a woman over there and have the kids. Like, it's not really centered around his personal development, his goals. It's more so centered around just the idea of people filling places in his life. And I think that is why, like, I don't know how he grew up, but I know a lot of times when people grow up around parents who have a lack of conflict in front of their children, it causes them to believe that conflict doesn't happen. And I'm not saying they should be cussing each other out in front of their kids, but their kids need to not only see conflict, but conflict resolution. Hey Cliff, what's up, dude? So I just think that I don't know how these people grew up, him and Ryan, and they all like, I'm like, where do y'all get these dudes from who, like, I don't know. Okay, so I'm done with Zach. So the big drama part here goes, whatever happened after they was talking back with the counselors. And yes, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and all that good stuff. Like this video, make a comment on the video. And so they get back from seeing the experts, and then they talk and they say, well, if today was decision day, what would you do? And she's like, well, if it was decision day, I would say no. And he said the same thing. So actually he said it first. So he said no, and then she said no. But she said on decision day, she doesn't know what she's going to say. Hey, Chanel. So I'm like, okay. So I thought things were going good. They are so confusing because I feel like they have these scenes on camera where they look all happy dappy, and then they got their diary cams and they're just going in. So she said she decided that he should just sleep in the other room. If we ain't gonna say yes on decision day, then go on sleep over there. And so he's like, well, if I gotta go sleep in the other room, I'm gonna go home to my comfy bed. Can I just ask a question, y'all? What is up with everybody this season talking about they gonna go home? Why? I mean, I don't know. Did they give them the wrong condo? Like, did they pick the wrong place out? Does Married at First Sight need to upgrade their mattresses? Because everybody's talking about they want to go home. Ryan went home. Johnny wanted to go home. Michaela keep going home. Zach going home. Like, why everybody want to go home? I think they need to make a rule like you can't go home. You got to stay here. You got to sleep in the apartment. Because I'm like, why is everybody going home? Like, home must be right around the corner. I'm just so confused. But okay. So anyway, she's like, well, if he said, if you not sleeping in the same bed with me, then I'm going to just go home to my comfortable bed and be comfortable. And so she's like, well, if you going home to your comfortable bed, I don't care then. I'm going to just move all the way out. So it's like they trying to up one with each other in their arguments. Well, you don't care about this. All right, well, I'm going to do this. You don't care about that. Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this. I'm like, they are being super petty with each other. And the thing is, Zach's brother tried to like comment and be like, okay, Now, you said that you was gonna go home, and she said, I don't care, but you knew she cared. So why you still go home? And he was like, well, she should have said she cared. Bruh, you the one who said you was like, you know she cares. So at some point, one of them have to be mature or it's never gonna work out. Okay, so then they show Zach on Unfiltered, like crying, and Michaela and her crazy looking self look very unbothered. He's like, and I just, and she just like on Unfiltered looking like she don't give a crap about him, which if the rumors are true and he's dating Bao, then she probably doesn't. So I don't even know. I wonder, like, now I've been a part of TV production, but when they have stuff like Unfiltered, I've never been a part of it like that. So like, I know the whole season has pretty much already happened when they record it, so they have to like watch what they say and make sure they don't say something that, you know, shows what's going to happen in the future. But her whole face was telling a story, okay? If you watch Unfiltered, her whole face was like, I don't care about Zach. Yeah, you gotta watch it, Cliff. Watch it because it's a lot going on. So, okay, let's move on to Johnny and Bao. So at the beginning, Johnny and Ryan start off the episode talking while they're playing pool, and Johnny was talking about he had a good time with Bao, and it was bowling and all that. And then they come to this conclusion where they're talking, Ryan and Johnny are talking. And I have told y'all, they're like the same to me. This is why they get along so well, because they're like those guys who have been on like 1,000 dates. And so they just think that no one could be the problem. I mean, no, that they could not be the problem, that it must be all the 1,000 people who they've been on the dates with that sucked. Like, I've been on 100 dates and I still haven't found the one. Okay, you know what? It's probably you, but okay. So they're talking, and like Ryan is basically boosting him up to say like, hey, you can't force it, and I know they said that we should just try to ignore the negative and look at the positive, but that's not real life. Actually, it can be real life. To decide to focus on the positive can actually be real life. So I don't know who told Ryan that false narrative. Not saying that you ignore the negative, but you can focus on the positive. So Johnny is still in his whole world where he is having issues with Bao that really don't exist, making up stuff just to be mad. Like, oh, like, I mean, I think we're not seeing everybody on camera being their true, honest self. If you're watching, please give me a thumbs up. I think that we are absolutely watching people not be their authentic selves on and off camera. But at the same time, Johnny, bruh, like, he can make an argument out of anything. Like, she could take her left sock off before her right sock, and he'd be like, well, why do you have to do it like that? Put your right sock on. Like, I mean, I just feel like he's so petty. It's just, you're not gonna find nobody being like that. And then he had the nerve to say, well, I wasn't attracted to her for 15 years, so I wanted to come to marriage with a clean slate, and then they bring me you. Cha, if that would have been me and you told me I wasn't attracted to you for 15 years, I would have been like, bet you won't see me for another 15 seconds either. And I would have got up and took my happy tail right out of that room. Because what you're not gonna do, she tried to correct him and say like, oh, well, you need to not disrespect me and yada yada yada, but you just let him disrespect you again. Sis, if a man says I wasn't attracted to you for 15 years and you ain't made no drastic change from them last 15 years, then what are you working on? It's like, I hope it's creative editing. I hope you don't really keep asking him what else you need to do to work things out when he said he's not attracted to you, even though he was up in them ribs, he was up in them draws, he was getting it in with you, but yet he's not attracted to you. He was talking about how your booty was so cute, but he ain't attracted to you. Child, please. I wish a ninja would. So he keeps telling her, well, we need to work on our friendship, and this is the basis, and let's pull the physical things off the table. And I'm like, I have never heard of any man saying, let's pull the physical things off the table. Something is wrong with him. And I don't know what it is, but every time he switches off in his little shorts because he's mad, I'm like, bruh, you just want to have a problem for the sake of having a problem. Like, she is not, first of all, I think Bao was a cute girl. So I'm so confused. Like, and I'm looking at Johnny like, bro, you look like basic. Basic Asian dude. Like, there's nothing about you that makes you look like any different. Like, I don't get where he gets this, like, cockiness that he has. And maybe he's one of those people who was like so cool in high school that reality has not set in, that bruh, you in real life now, you're a grown man, you ain't the cool kid in high school. You need to take what you gonna get with this Bao, because Bao is like, as far as culturally and everything else that you guys say you want, like, but apparently she wants some brother if she's really dating Zach. I don't know. So anyway, I have so many notes and I didn't even talk about everything, but basically Dr. Pepper said they need to stop keeping score, trying to up one each other. Pastor Cal gives Bao advice that she needs to keep things surface level with Johnny. Let's see. So even whenever he told her that he wouldn't attract her for 15 years, she said that she was skeptical about his words. I don't know what that means, but I also said this. I won't be skeptical about somebody telling me they don't want me. Okay? Simple as that. And Bao comes out playing, when they doing volleyball, she comes out in her cheerleading uniform and he hugs her and she's like, I don't know why he hugged me because we in a good spot. I don't know why she came out in a uniform though. Like, what was that all about? Don't know. Johnny keeps saying that they have juvenile arguments, and on Unfiltered, they asked Johnny about taking a step back. And so I'm like, okay, if they took a step back, that's only good for both people if they're both set on that. And as long as one person doesn't feel like the other person is going to constantly keep stepping back, which I think Johnny is trying to constantly keep stepping back because he thinks there's just somebody out there who's just going to be so amazing, but he has not considered that it's him. And his family even tried to tell him. The experts are trying to tell him. And I think he's going to get a reality check because he thinks when he get off the show, his DM's going to be blown up. But no, bruh, because nobody wants to be with an overly critical man who doesn't care about tearing a woman down on national TV. That is never going to be attractive. You might have a few groupies after this is over, but as far as being with you for real, bruh, you can forget that. So you might as well go ahead and work it out with Bao. Even if she did go chill with Zach for a little bit, maybe you can come back from that. I don't know. Give me a thumbs up if you're watching. Drop a comment for me. Let me know you're here. Okay, the last three are going to be real quick because I'm way over time. Gil and Myrla, when talking with Pastor Cal, he said that she could be very negative and that she's very alpha and she can take over and walk over anybody who talks to her. I feel like they was pulling strings trying to make him say something negative. Like, if they got things going on, you don't have to find something negative. You could, I just felt like that was me. They was pulling strings. Myrla, she walks in real tipsy when she's talking with Dr. Pepper. She came in from the wrong side, like, I'm sorry, this was a long walk. Like, she was straight drunk, okay? Very drunk. But she also was very honest about where they were and about how she, like, felt like she got everything that she wants and more in her husband. So I'm happy for her in that sense. But Dr. Pepper was like, now, you got to be careful because if you are not more conscious of being negative, you might lose your husband. And I think she heard it and I think she understood it. Even though, spoiler alert, I don't know. No, I won't say spoiler alert. Even though I've heard that none of the couples stay together. For Myrla and Gil, I hope that they really did stay together. Because at this point, I feel like I could see, like, it could work out. I feel like the little things that he don't like or she don't like is very small, minuscule. She didn't even say anything she don't like about him. Yeah, so when they asked, like, what could he do to help her with her moods, and she says, keep doing what you already do. You joke, you make me not think about it no more. And then he challenged her that when you have a little attitude, just start showing affection because it's hard to have an attitude when you're also showing affection. Brett and Ryan, child, we already know they ain't working out. He don't think she cute. And in one of the little groups, they posted a picture of a horse mouth saying she got a horse mouth. I'm not the one to talk about anybody's teeth because, I don't have superstar teeth either, but what I'm saying is some people say she got a horse mouth, and so, and that she don't look like she take care of herself, and that she's dirty and messy and masculine and needs to be more feminine, and maybe he would like her. I don't think, I think she's a attractive girl, so I'm not sure. But, maybe he thinks she has a horse mouth too, and maybe the junkiness and nastiness, which probably didn't come out till later, is a turnoff. Maybe, possibly. So he finally, oh yeah, so Pastor Cal told her what to say to him. Like, you need to ask him, when did you like cut off in the marriage? Like, when did you decide this marriage was over? And then an hour later, because they told us on the screen 1 hour ago, and had showed her conversation with Pastor Cal, she get in with him and get crickets. Like, girl, what happened to, well, I know he's not into me, but I'm not his type. What happened to all that, girl? I thought you was going to go in there and say, tell me when the marriage, turned around. I thought she was going to go in there and give it to him, but she did not. Girl, what happened? I think she didn't really want to hear the truth. You ain't really want to get your feelings hurt, so you decided, like, you know what, let me just let me just see if he's gonna do better. I'm gonna give him a chance, but and he also admitted that he was scared of Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper is like 3 feet tall. Bruh, how you scared of her? What are you scared of? And he was like, I even promised her I was gonna try my hardest. Okay, you're gonna try your hardest, but you don't like her. So why'd you make that promise? Just to sound good, because he's a people pleaser, probably. And his sister, who met up with Brett, was like, he must be into somebody else because, yeah, all this seemed to change whenever y'all came back. Maybe he saw somebody he like, or I don't know. Ryan's probably in a good mood because he got a little side piece or something. I don't know. He's also one of the ones who run home to get, refreshed or whatever that was, aka had one of his old flames come to the crib. I think that running home stuff while on the show just doesn't make sense to me, but they're definitely not gonna work. They can't even tell each other that one don't like each other and the other one knows, I know you don't like me, so let's just go ahead and put it out there. They won't even say it to each other, so they both deserve, and they non-talking, non-communicating themselves. I was feeling sorry for Brett, but sis, you have to communicate. Like, if you're watching, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Okay, so that's it with them. Pastor Kyle seemed like mad that Ryan didn't give the marriage a fair chance. Okay. Jose and Rachel, they barely were in this episode, but at the end, Dr. Pepper was like, I just want to know, how can I be not viewed as being too controlling? And she's like, well, I think you are a little controlling, so there's that. And so he was just like, she was telling him, no, you just have to remember that just because some way you've done something has worked out for you, it doesn't mean that it's going to work out for her like that, because she's also been doing her own things that have worked out for her in her life. So you can't expect her to want to do things all the time how you see fit, even if they were successful for you, which I thought was a great thing that Dr. Pepper called him out on that. Yes, you do seem controlling, okay? So then last thing, she asked him what were the triggers that made him so vindictive in that moment when he was mad and stuff. He was saying that growing up, he didn't see love, and he realized that, he has to take time to calm down when he goes away, when he gets mad. Like, he needs to, like, calm down first before he discusses something, which is okay. But to me, he still showed red flags that there's no coming back from. You locked me out, and there's no coming back from that for Michelle. Okay, no coming back for me. So this is the longest video I've done, and it is a few days late, so thank y'all for being patient. Thank y'all for watching. Anything else you guys want me to talk about, make sure you leave it in the comments. Next week, hopefully I will be back on track. But thank y'all so much, and I hope to see you next week. If you haven't watched an episode, make sure you watch it. If you're still watching now, give me a thumbs up, drop a comment, share this video. Thanks for the love. Bye.